This video is an explanation for the expand vocabulary exercise on page 40 in your textbook. In this activity, you are looking at the definition of 5 phrasal verbs. So you will see the 3 images of text messages, and you'll be using the context of those messages to understand the definition of each of these new phrasal verbs. So remember that a phrasal verb is the combination of a main verb with a preposition or an adverb. Okay, so oftentimes adding on to that main verb, the preposition or adverb, it will really drastically change the meaning of that verb, right? So to get something is a very different meaning from to get over something. And you can see the definition linked here if you are not familiar with the definition of to get over something. So I want to give you a couple of kind of rules about using phrasal verbs, okay? So phrasal verbs can be both separable and inseparable, okay? So if a phrasal verb is separable, it means that you can separate the two words and put the direct object or the object of that verb in between, right? If it is inseparable, then you cannot separate the preposition or adverb from that verb. It has to be stuck to it all the time, right? So whether verbs are separable or inseparable is something that you have to learn when you learn that phrasal verb, okay? So separable, for example, we have the phrasal verb to write down, right? This is a separable verb. So to write down means to make note of some information on a piece of paper, right? I'm writing it down. So it would be correct to say his students write down everything he says. In this case, the verb is not separated, okay? So you can see that the object, what this verb is about, is everything. That's the direct object of this verb, okay? So that comes after. Because it's a separable verb, you can also squeeze that in between the phrasal verb. So it's also correct to say his students write everything he says down, okay? So again, knowing whether a phrasal verb is separable or inseparable is something that I can't give you a rule for that, right? That's something that is specific to each phrasal verb. But an inseparable phrasal verb would be something like run into, okay? So, and we'll look at a minute in a figurative and a literal meaning, right? Run into, figuratively, right, means to meet someone by chance when you are not expecting to. Right? So since it's inseparable, we can't put anything, we can't separate the preposition from the verb. So we have to say, I always run into Molly at the mall. Okay? Molly is the object of this verb. Okay? So because it's inseparable, I cannot say, I always run Molly into at the mall. Right? This would be incorrect. It's not possible. So knowing that there are some phrasal verbs that are separable and some that are inseparable. Additionally, phrasal verbs can be either literal or figurative. Okay, so literal is going to mean that exact meaning. So a verb like run into, it can mean literally like run into the wall, right? But it can also mean to see someone unexpectedly, right? So Oftentimes phrasal verbs can be, it will depend on the context to understand whether we're talking about literal or figurative. So let's look at some definitions so that you have a better idea of what literal and figurative mean. So the phrasal verb look up, right? The literal meaning of this is that I'm going to take my gaze and the direction is going to go up, right? I'm going to look up into the sky. Or as a language student, you will know you have to look up words in the dictionary, right? This is the figurative meaning of look up. In this case, we're not physically looking up. No, we're looking up something. So we're searching for something, right? Another example is the phrasal verb put up. So literal meaning, I might physically take something and place it in that direction, right? So to physically place something on the shelf, to put the book up on the shelf. Or there is also a figurative meaning, right? Which is to provide a place to sleep or to put up, right? Meaning idiomatically meaning to deal with a situation. So my cousin came into town and we put him up for 2 nights. I allowed him to stay at my house for 2 nights, right? Or idiomatically, to deal with a situation, I don't put up with bad behavior, right? I don't tolerate, or I don't. So both meanings, right, from these different phrasal verbs, which can make phrasal verbs really tricky, but use the context in your messages. And little clue, because these are text messages, you've got great clues like emoji, which should help you to understand a little bit of the context.